Hello and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Power Rangers Dino Charge review for you today. This is the Ptera Charge Megazord, Graphite Ranger, and Gold Ranger from the 5-inch Action Hero line. These guys are technically part of, I guess, Wave 5, because Wave 1 was the initial Rangers, Wave 2 was the two villains, Wave 1 was just the Dino Charge Megazord figure, and then I'm told Wave 4 was actually just kind of like a repackaging of all the existing figures, like a new assortment. So these guys are technically part of Wave 5. The rest of Wave 5 is the original 5 Rangers with the Dino Drive armor, where they kind of have the Charger battery as like part of their chest plate. They come with clear weapons, just like Graphite Ranger does. I decided to pass on them for now, just because they're just not quite different enough for me. I'll probably wait until there's a sale, or maybe if they go on clearance eventually, something like that, I'll probably eventually pick them up. But for now, I wanted to get the 3 new figures, so I think these look pretty fantastic. If we take a look here at Ptera Charge, if you'd like to take a look here, really nice picture on the back, and I'll zoom in if you'd like to read the bio there. Alright. Taking a look down here, you can get a nice look at all the other villain figures that we're going to be getting eventually. Unfortunately, they do not have names. They just give them a number, because that's kind of how they store them in the system. Sledge. So yeah, this is what I was talking about with the Dino Drive figures. They're just kind of pretty much the same, just with like a different chest plate, and I think an extra armor piece. So, but if we take a look at the back of Graphite, apparently this guy is a prince, so that's pretty cool. And then we'll take a look at the back of the Gold Ranger box. Really nice picture here, and I'll try to get a little bit closer so you can read this. So there you go. We'll go ahead and get these 3 guys out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so first up here we have the Ptera Charge Megazord figure. I think the metallic gold paint looks pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job on it. He looks very good from the front. From the back, he is just black. There's no paint whatsoever. There is some detail molded in. You can kind of see, and I'll try to get in a little bit closer. You can kind of see, like, you can see there's knobs here and different things molded in, but there's just absolutely no paint. Taking a look at the front here, I think the head sculpt is really nicely done. It's a little hard to see because he's got kind of this large crest, but he does have green painted eyes under there, which I think look pretty good. And you can see the pterodactyl or pteranodon or whatever it is, the head on the chest here, nice red eyes painted. I really like that a lot. And I like the blue here on the top of the head. Nice accent color. So articulation wise, the head can go from side to side. I don't think it can go back and now, just side to side. It's not a ball joint. He's got kind of a up and down swivel here in the shoulder, but because of the shoulder, the way it's kind of molded, that's about as high up as it can go. It can also move all the way around. It has 90 degrees at the elbow. Unfortunately, there is no bicep swivel, which I will show you why I really miss in a moment. The hands can swivel. At the hips, pretty much the same joint as the shoulders out to the side, and you can rotate it around. And then you have 90 degrees at the knee. Now there is a ball joint here in the ankle, which is nice. You can move that around. It can move from side to side, up and down a little bit. It's fairly limited because of where it's stuck inside there, but it's nice for, you know, getting nice balance out of the feet. Now he does have these 2 little things on the side, and they're not painted or anything, so they almost kind of blend in, but they can extend forward to be kind of like slashing weapons, which I appreciate. But because he has no bicep swivel, you can't kind of like rotate them in front of his body, which is kind of what I would like to do. If you think of them as kind of like, you know, like a Tulpa ninja weapon or something like that, or like a police nightstick, you know, you want to be able to kind of guard in front of your body, and all he can really do is just slash like this. Like if you could turn it, then he could kind of, you know, have it. It would just make for better posability. I think it would look a lot better. But unfortunately, as it is now, all he can do is kind of slash up and down with it. So in that case, they're a little wasted. I mean, in my mind, they don't really do much because you can't. He's got limited ability with them. But other than that, I think the figure has good posability with the exception of the missing bicep swivel. I would have really appreciated. Or have them. I guess no, you couldn't really connect them to. I was gonna say connect them to the hands and have them swivel, but that wouldn't really work. That would kind of look weird. You really need the bicep swivel. But overall, I think the figure does look good from the front. Again, from the back, not really much going on. And I miss the bicep swivel. Otherwise, it's a pretty good little fig. Up next, we have the Graphite Ranger. He does come with the standard morpher gun and sword accessories. These feel like they're a little bit softer plastic than the kind of solid green ones that came with the original Rangers. And I don't know if translucent plastic is just by nature softer than hard plastic or opaque plastic. I guess it would stand to reason that it is. But yeah, I mean, they look cool. I'll try to get in a little bit closer here and see if it'll focus on this. The detail is still kind of molded in there. I know it's going to be hard to show up on camera because it's clear. It's kind of hard to see in person. But the detail is there. They're just clear, I guess, just to mix it up and make it a little different. You can kind of see a little better on this. And he does have a peg, so it can peg onto his waist. So I'm just going to put them aside for now. The Graphite Ranger I think looks great. I really, really like him. I like how they kept the sash gold. If you'll notice, the original Rangers have a yellow kind of sash here, and this one is gold. In the original Kyoryuger, it was because he was a spirit ranger, kind of a ghost come back to life to aid them. I'm not sure. I think if we look at the card, it said that this was a prince who wants to be a ranger, and he finds his own energem. So that's, you know, they have to give them different backstories. I understand that, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. He just hasn't appeared on the show yet. But I think it's cool that they did keep the gold. So if you're a Kyoryuger fan and you just want nice action figures to use as Kyoryuger, it's still show accurate. Otherwise, you know, he's going to have a new interesting Power Ranger backstory, which will also, I'm sure, be very cool. I really like the detailing on the helmet. I like the red eye painted there. He's got all the same articulation as a normal figure. Head swivels from side to side. Same kind of joint in the shoulder. 90 degree at the elbow. He does have a swivel at the cuff of his glove here. No waist articulation. Swivel and up and down hinge in the hip. 90 degrees at the knee. And then at the boot cuff, he can also swivel. So very nice articulation. The shoulder pad can move up and down, so that doesn't hinder his shoulder articulation here. But all in all, I think it's a great looking figure. Like I said, this does have a peg on the side, and there is a, oops, move your arm, hole right there. So you can kind of plug that in, and you can wear that. And then you can put the sword in either hand. Get in there, you. So there you go. He can hold his accessories very nicely. And all in all, I just think this is a great looking figure. Alright, and last but certainly not least, we have the Gold Ranger. These are the two accessories that he comes with. This is kind of his giant sword, which looks pretty good. On the show, he's able to push down on this lever, and the top part opens up, and he puts chargers inside and then closes it back down to kind of power it up. Obviously, this does not open at all. This is one solid piece of plastic, but it still looks nice. The detailing is nice. I think it's pretty long. It's a nice accessory. The other accessory is his morpher. Kind of weird to color it gold since its color scheme is primarily blue and silver. So I feel like either of those colors would have worked better than gold, but so be it. It's not a big deal. Now it is his morpher. He puts his charger, again the mouth opens, he puts the charger in, he closes it, but it also doubles as a weapon, as this part can kind of slash enemies. Before I put those in his hands, we'll take a look at the figure real quick. You can tell his sash is different from the other Rangers, probably because he's the 6th Ranger, so just to set him apart. He's got these two kind of like little cape parts on the back. I kind of wish they were a little bit longer, but I understand, why they're as short as they are. Otherwise, I think the dark blue and the gold and the silver look great together. These being kind of brown is a little weird. I might have made them a little bit lighter, but it's not a big deal. I love the helmet sculpt. I think that looks great. And I love the blue detailing on there. Really makes it pop. Looks really good. Articulation exactly the same as Graphite Ranger. Head, shoulders, elbow, glove, hips, knee, and boot cuff. Although mine is pretty tight. There we go. So yeah, pretty great articulation. I love the pterodactyl head, or pterodon head there. So going ahead and putting his morpher in his hand, you just kind of feed this in, and then it just kind of comes down and it'll clip on his glove there, and that's how he wears his morpher. And then putting the sword in his other hand. Come on, you. There we go. I really like this figure a lot. I think it looks great. I think they did a really nice job. Really don't have any complaints. Although apparently I can't get him to stand, but I'm sure that's me. That's not the figure. Come on, you. Huzzah. So I think all three of these are pretty good figures. I definitely prefer the two Ranger figures. I think they're both done very well. Come with good accessories, nice detailing, nice paint, nice sculpting of the helmets. I have really no complaints with the two of them. I think they're great figures. If you're collecting the Rangers, definitely pick them up if you can find them. The Ptera Charge Megazord, I think some people are going to like more than others. I really personally am missing that bicep swivel or some kind of arm swivel. I can't remember offhand if the Dino Charge Megazord had anything like that. It probably didn't. So I understand. It's just, especially with the way his weapons are kind of mounted on his forearms, it would have been nice to have that feature ability. Otherwise, the paint's nice. I mean, it's a decent figure. The back is very plain, but again, that's just kind of how these figures are. So I definitely 100% recommend the two Ranger figures. Ptera Charge Megazord figure, I about 75% recommend. Some people are probably going to be able to easily pass on them. Some people will love them, so your mileage may vary. But definitely pick up the Ranger figures. I 100% recommend them. They're great. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these guys. Also, let me know what you think of the Dino Drive figures. I know I kind of pass on them for now. Maybe one day I'll get them if they go on sale or something. But if you guys have them and you love them, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Graphite, Gold, and Ptera Charge Megazord figures from the 5-inch Hero line from Power Rangers Dino Charge. And thanks for watching.